Hey friends, my name is Gabrielle and welcome to FrumiousReads, and today I bring you 7 book-to-movie adaptations where the movie was actually better than the book. So there are tons of different book-to-movie adaptations that leave viewers disappointed, but thanks to a recent trend that I saw on Twitter, hashtag the film was better, I've come up with a solid list of book-to-movie adaptations where the movie was actually better than the books. So the first one I have is Treasure Planet versus Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. So Treasure Island is a classic adventure novel that is perhaps known by almost everyone. It's also one that not everyone reads. Unfortunately, just because it's a classic to one generation does not mean that every generation will enjoy it as much. That's not to say that the story itself is bad. I mean, who really doesn't enjoy a pirate hunting adventure? Nevertheless, I found that the book was just not to my preference, just due to the writing style, except for the very piratey parts, which I absolutely loved. The film Treasure Island adapted the story of the book and elevated it to new heights. It took the story from the source material and put it into this alien futuristic landscape that really made the story timeless. Plus, the movie has Joseph Gordon-Levitt voicing the main character, and what really isn't made better by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So the next one I have is a bit of a mouthful. The movie is Love, Simon versus the Homo Sapien Agenda by Becky Albertalli. Alright, so this is my rather controversial contribution. I personally think that Love, Simon was better than the book. Now lower those pitchforks and let me explain. While the book itself is a great book to read, I personally feel that it drags in a lot of places, and what I think the movie does that the book doesn't is that it trims the narrative. It removed a lot of the scenes that personally I found to be very slow, and I feel like that heightened the story itself in the movie. But hey, that's just an opinion. A book opinion. Alright, my Matt Pratt impression is over. The third book-to-movie adaptation I have is Holes versus Holes by Louis Sachar? Not sure which one. Okay, so Holes is a classic book that I think that everyone has read at some point between elementary and middle school. I have to say that the book and the movie were really close to being equally as good as each other. Both of them are fantastic, and honestly there's not a lot that didn't make it into the movie from the book. All of the iconic scenes that we know and love are pretty much included in the movie. They really didn't butcher any of the narratives or characters. I mean, look at Kiss and Kate Barlow. Her tragic story of a forbidden love and eventual rampage are given the ethos that it deserved. And who can complain about the Zeroni/Yelnats connection in the book and how it translated to the movie? The only reason why I really prefer the movie to the book itself is because the movie gave us such an amazing soundtrack. Number 4 is The Perks of Being a Wallflower versus The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. The Perks of Being a Wallflower is one of those book-to-movie combos that exploded and caused one singular quote to be used over and over and over and over again. But we can forgive it for that, mostly. And what I think that the movie did better than the book personally is that I feel like it streamlined the narrative once again, without losing any of the relatable elements. There were times in the book where I personally felt like the narration and the plot wanders, and the book itself is almost a little bit emotionally removed from the events that happen. But in the movie, the actors and actresses did such a good job of bringing that emotional impact on screen and just bringing these characters to life while still holding true to the source material. Number 5. The next book-to-movie adaptation I have is Jurassic Park versus Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. Alright, so this was a pretty common pick that I noticed on the Twitter thread, and I have to agree with it. There are a lot of subplots that aren't featured in the film or that appear later on in the movie franchise, such as visitors being trapped in an unopened hotel on the island, a scene where the T-Rex is chasing Dr. Grant and the children down a river in an inflatable raft, which is actually the inspiration for the Universal Studios ride, and many other character deaths. What removing these scenes does to the movie, I believe, is allow it to have a faster, more action-filled plot while still keeping true to the heart of the story and the dinosaur adventures themselves. Number 6 is one that I saw on Twitter and is also a personal favorite of mine, so I had to include it on this list, and that is the Tuck Everlasting 2002 movie versus Tuck Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt. So Tuck Everlasting is a childhood favorite of mine. I mean, I must have read the book at least 100 times growing up, and one of the biggest differences that I found between the book and the movie that I really enjoyed was the fact that Winnie is a lot older in the movie than she is in the books. And I feel like this was a good change because it allowed for a really adorable romantic subplot to happen. Of course, I'm not saying that every movie needs to have a romantic subplot added in, but when it's done well, it can really enhance certain aspects of the story. So romance aside, the movie did a really good job of keeping the whimsical aspect that we love of the book while also allowing for more modern day watchers to view it without feeling like they're missing something. And the final book to movie adaptation we have is Jaws versus Jaws by Peter Benchley. Now this is one of the book to movie adaptations that is oftentimes considered one of the best ever made. In the book, the great white shark is not actually the main adversary of this little seaside town. It's instead the huge financial recession that most of the town is fighting against, and which leads to the mayor and other shady government officials actually covering up the great white shark attacks. There's also a lot of melodrama and romantic subplots that are cut in order to make the movie a more action-based movie. A lot of cuts that many people, including myself, say were for the best. And I mean, just watch the movie, it's absolutely amazing. So that concludes my list of book to movie adaptations where the film was better. If you have any you think deserve to make this list, then leave them for me in the comments down below. Use the hashtag #thefilmwasbetter so we can keep that going. I'd love to hear from you guys. And make sure you check out the hashtag on Twitter if you haven't yet already. There's a bunch of other people who have left their opinion in that hashtag as well. Fun little new announcement. If you are interested in joining a book to movie book club, make sure you check out the link to Goodreads in the description down below. I made this book club a while back when I first started doing book to movie comparisons, and I'm excited to say that we're going to be bringing it back mostly for the summertime, but hopefully throughout the year as well. Starting at the end of this month, we're going to start polling to see what our July book to movie adaptation read-along should be, and at the very end of July, we're going to go ahead and watch the movie that is based off the book we choose and kind of go over what our opinion is, what we think they did good, and what we think they maybe did not do so good at. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love to hear from you, so please let me know what your thoughts and opinions were on it in the comments down below. If you guys have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you do. I upload bookish videos twice a week, as well as reaction videos whenever something cool comes out that I want to react to. But for now, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will talk to you later. Okay, bye.